Welcome to the Talkin to Teen Show. And today we are going to talk about some dating. More than likely, at some point, you are going to date. So whether you date right now, whether you're not, whether you're thinking about it or whether you're not, whether you're like, no, thank you. I don't even want a boyfriend. I don't want a girlfriend. Hey, good for you. Yippee skippy. Okay. But those of you that already do have one, hey, this is still for you. Okay. Because sometimes people just date because they think that's what they're supposed to do. Well, they want a boyfriend because everybody else has a boyfriend. They want a girlfriend because everybody has a girlfriend. And remember in a show that was talking about friendship? Okay. Remember how sometimes you're ditched and dumped because you have a newfound love. And now because of your newfound love, that you don't want to have anything to do with your friends. Right. So if you haven't watched that show, go back and watch it. Okay. Because there's some good stuff in there that you will want to see. All right. So in this show, we are going to talk about why are you dating? Okay. And what's your purpose in it? Friends first, dating second, what to look for in someone that you date, and who you should be before you date. Relationship rules, when to say bye-bye, so long, see ya later, it's over. And also just kind of basically unhealthy relationships, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. If you have younger siblings, they want to be just like you. So whatever you're doing, they want to be doing, but they want to be doing what you're doing younger. You might be 16, 17. They might be 7. They want to be doing what you're doing at 7, but you're 17. So you need to pay attention to what it is, the influence that you're actually having on them. So if you are in a relationship all of the time, okay, that's what you're portraying to your younger sibling. Even at 5, even at 10, that they're really thinking, oh, well, they have a boyfriend. Oh, they have a girlfriend. So why can't I? Why shouldn't I? I should have a girlfriend. That's very real. So again, I would like for you to answer this, okay? Because this is always going to be interactive, all right? So you can always respond within the chat. Send me messages, however you would like to talk with me. So why are you dating? Okay, because I really would like to know that answer from you. And again, what is your purpose? So the purpose of dating the person that you're dating is what? For sex? For friendship? For because you don't want to be alone? Because everyone else has a relationship? Um, Maybe you don't even know why. Okay. So, but truly, even if that's even a response, wow, you know what? I never even thought about it. Why am I dating this person? Why do I want to date? What is my purpose? I don't even know. Well, keep watching. Okay. And this is something for you to maybe even, maybe you can even answer that question for yourself today. Okay. Because when it comes to the purpose of dating, what is the reason? Really, the long term thing should be I'm dating because I would like to possibly marry this person. And I know some of you are like, what? Oh my gosh, don't ever say that again. And here's what's kind of funny. You want to date and date and date this person. Maybe you've had several relationships, but marriage, oh no, I am not getting married. So that's just kind of funny. And maybe you have a bad taste of marriage because of your home life. Maybe you have a bad taste of marriage because what you have seen hasn't been all that good. But that doesn't mean that you can't have a good marriage. Okay. Hey, my parents were divorced and I have a good marriage. Okay. But it takes work, just the same as a dating relationship, right? It takes work. And sometimes, do you really want to put that effort forth? Okay. Because sometimes there's some needy people out there and you might know what I'm talking about right now. If you are in a relationship like that, you're like, oh my gosh, don't I know it, Shawna? Ugh. But anyway, okay. So what's your purpose? The ultimate end goal, in my opinion and in my view, should be marriage. Okay. That again, you would want to marry this person. Okay. So if you're dating, it's going to be hard to find someone that you really want to just marry, in the sense, because if you're just dating to find out who they are, and then, you know what, it makes it kind of harder to break up once you're like in a relationship and you're like, ooh, gosh, I should have never started being boyfriend, girlfriend with them. And now I am. So, gosh, okay, I hope they break up with me. And because you don't want to do the breaking up. And now you're like, gosh, okay, you try to like sabotage the relationship now because you don't want to be the bad guy. And now you're trying to do things that will hopefully have them break up with you. And then you're happy about it, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. The next one here is friends first. Okay. You should definitely be friends first and then dating second. All right. Because if you're friends first, you kind of know the person a little bit. You kind of know who they are a little bit. You kind of think about, wow, you know what? I kind of do like hanging out with them compared to dating first. And then you're like trying to, know who this person is. And you're like, oh, I don't even like this person. Golly, why am I dating them? Oh, why are they my girlfriend? Why is he my boyfriend? Oh, man, because he is definitely not someone that I thought he was. She is for sure not who I thought she was. That's why you become friends first and then you date second, okay? Because friendship is a good thing, all right? It definitely is a good thing. But again, when it comes back to the friendship, you can go back and watch that show. You want to make sure that they really are your friend, okay? Someone who has your back, someone who's going to be uplifting, someone who's going to be encouraging to you, okay? You're going to have fun together. You're going to laugh and just enjoy, just the time that you have with each other. That is what true friendship is. And that's what you should be first and foremost before you start dating someone. Again, you're going to make it a lot easier on yourself, okay? Instead of like now, okay, like I said, you're going to try to be figuring out how to break up with this person because, wow, this is not who you want to be with. And now that you're dating them and the more time that you spend in this relationship that you really don't want to be in, you're making it 10 times harder, aren't you? Because you aren't breaking up because now it's like, oh, okay, it's almost like an obligation because you dated second and you weren't even friends. Okay. So, what to look for in someone that you date? All right. So, if you're going to look for a friend, hey, that helps, doesn't it? Because friendship generally, real friendship generally wants to be with each other, right? Hey, when you have like a really good best friend, you like hanging out with each other. Now, and again, your friend needs to be someone that, you know what, that isn't going to be just doing things that you guys really should not be doing, okay? Because you're a teenager now and you know what those things are that you shouldn't be doing, all right? And you need to be living your life then that way because, hey, guess what? You're not going to be a teenager forever, are you? And some of those things that you do as a teenager, you take into adulthood. So when you just constantly date and date and date and date and date, all right, you take all of that with you into adulthood. And sometimes that's the reason why you don't get married and you don't want to get married because of all the baggage that you put on yourself from dating that you don't even know how to be in a real dating healthy relationship because of all this stuff that you did while you were a teenager. Okay. So what to look for? All right. Hey, I'd love to know what you think about that. Wow. This is the type of person I look for before I started dating. And you can even let me know how long you've been dating. If you're in a relationship right now, how long have you been with that person? 3 months, 2 days, a year, how long? And what's the plan? Do you really think about that? Wow, you know what? I do. I would like to marry them and not in an unhealthy way. Okay. Like if I can't have him, then nobody can. Okay. So I got to just be with them. All right. That's freaky crazy. All right. So you don't want to be that. All right. So what do you look for in someone? Okay. What kind of person are they? Are they nice? Are they kind? Are they gentle? Are they sweet and caring? Are they that person? Are they good to their family? Are they good to their siblings? Are they rude and mean? And you're like, wow, had no idea that this is how they treated their mom. I can't believe that's how they treat and talk to their dad. Golly. Wow. Because sometimes is what happens. And when you become in a relationship with someone like that too, you start doing the same things. I don't know if you've noticed some of the habits that maybe you've picked up from relationships that you've been in. Okay. And sometimes you don't even realize that that's what you're doing until you look back and you think, or that people start saying, you act just like her. You act just like him. I can tell you guys spend a lot of time together. And what are the habits that you're picking up? Are they the good ones or are they the not so good ones? So what do you look for in that person before you want to be with that person? Is it just because like, woohoo, they are a hottie and that's the reason why I am with them? And that's what I look for are the finer qualities on the outside and you're like, ooh la la. Mm-hmm. Or are you really looking beyond that? Okay. Of course, yeah, you want the person to be attractive. Okay. But does it need to be to the point to where that, what if they're not so attractive anymore? Are you going to dump them? Break up? It's over. What are you going to do? Because really the true qualities, yeah, should be, from the inside. I know you hear that and you're like, okay, whatever. But it really should be who the person is. What kind of person are they? And that's why you find that out before you date them. Are they abusive? Are they rude? Are they so clingy? Like, golly, now that you're dating them, see, it's kind of hard to know that until you know that. Were they in past relationships? How were they in that past relationship? If you've talked to that other person, which generally probably you probably know the person that they were dating before you. And why did they break up? Why aren't they together? What was it about that relationship did not last? So, what is it that you want in a relationship? Someone that will be what for you? That's what you need to be thinking about. So when I asked you before, why are you dating? So the person that you are dating, what's the reason? What did you look for in them? Or did you just like, oh, hey, well, you know what? They're available. So am I. So, hey, that seems like a pretty good match right there. That is not a reason to date. And who should you be? Okay, before you date. Now, this has nothing to do with the other person, but has everything to do with you. What should you be doing? What kind of person should you be? Then you will attract, hopefully, the person that you are, you'll kind of attract then that same person. Do you party? Do you do drugs? Do you smoke and drink and lie and cheat? And is that the kind of person that you want to date? Is that the kind of person you want to be? All right. Because again, sometimes who you are, you then start becoming that as an adult. And the older you get, then the higher the consequence. And so, who do you want to be? Who are you before you should be dating someone? Are you secure or are you insecure? Are you just dating and dating and dating because you think that's going to fill a void within yourself? And you think that that relationship is who you need to be in order to be. Okay. Hope that made sense to you. Okay. Because it made sense to me, but it doesn't mean it made sense to you. So you can let me know, like, wow, okay. Did not know what you meant by that, Shawna. So who should you be? All right. Are you honest? Are you like for reals honest? Are you a liar? Do you cheat? Would you cheat on your relationship? Would you? And is it a big deal if you do? And is it a big deal if you don't? Like, are you going to be in that relationship because of, you want to be with that person and you're going to be nice and respectful? But even the respect not only comes because of you being respectful to that person, but it's you being respectful to even yourself. Okay. And that goes along with, right, just this next one with the relationship rules. Okay. And I know you might be thinking, rules, oh, why do you got to say that? Why does that have to be rules? I know, makes your skin crawl, doesn't it? So just relationship guidelines. Okay. Some relationship boundaries, whatever you want to call it to make it sound better for you. Okay. So, but you do need to have something in there. So you think, okay, well, when I'm going to date someone, I'm going to be this kind of person. Are you going to be having sex? Is it going to be a big deal? Have you already? And now it's not a big deal. And you think, well, every relationship is going to be like that. Every relationship does end up that way because usually once you have given it up, then you know what? It's easier to continue to do that. And for some of you that have already done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You may not have wanted to, and that may have been a guideline that you have maybe thought of, like, okay, I'm going to save myself and I'm not going to have sex until I'm married. And then you get in this relationship and then you're like, oh man, they're just so sweet and they're just so great because the hormones are real, baby. Okay. And you need to remember that. So then you don't put yourself in situations that could make a baby. Okay. Because that's real too. All right. And despite what maybe birth control you may be on, it does not mean that a little baby cannot be created in your extracurricular activities. So that is definitely something that you want to be thinking about. And hey, here's the thing for that. You don't have to be dating the person in order to create a baby with the person, right? Right. You know those scenarios. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know people that are doing, extracurricular activities, and they're not necessarily in a relationship, or it's the complicated relationship, like they date and then they don't, and they date and they don't, like, goodness sakes, make up your mind already. Okay. Are you going to or not? But then don't just be, doing that just because you need someone to have sex with and that person is available and they're willing. And then, hey, so are you. So why not? Because that is truly, again, not a reason why you should be with someone. Okay. Definitely not. All right. If you are struggling a little bit with maybe some things that you want to talk about with your parents and you're not sure how to have a conversation with them, you're a little bit scared. And first of all, know that your parents are kind of scared too. Okay. And sometimes, they want to have these conversations with you as well. But sometimes, they don't know how to either. That puts both of you in the same boat. So if there is something that you would like to talk about, you can ask me, you can talk to me, you can put something in the comments, all right, and I will respond. I can make a show about it. That is from Lily, and she's a teenager herself. She's the one that gave me the suggestion and gave me that idea. So you know what? I'm going to use it. Definitely. Any other ideas and suggestions that you guys have, hey, you know what? I'd love to know about them and I'd love to use them. So what are your rules? What are your guidelines? What are your boundaries? And if you had boundaries that you didn't keep, it doesn't mean that you can't go back to them. Okay. You should never have that thought and be like, well, forget that. I didn't make that last. So I'm just going to throw that out the window, because you don't have to do that. If you really did not want to give it up, you don't have to keep doing that. If you really, want to be a better person and think you're like, wow, you know what? The last time I was super clingy, I was super jealous. I don't want to be that anymore. Then don't be. Okay. I know that sometimes what I'm talking about here is easier said than done, because once you get in a relationship and you're instantly, oh my gosh, what are they doing? How come they haven't talked to me? Where are they going? I haven't seen them on Snapchat, and I don't think they're talking to me. I think they're talking to somebody else. Like, you get like crazy sometimes, and like, calm down, just cool yourself, step back a little bit, and you need to think, about why it is that you are so crazy. All right. Because that is not normal and that is not healthy. Okay. If you've been that in other relationships, you need to definitely, put a boundary up for yourself and figure out, why am I acting like this every time I get into a relationship? So if you want to know, okay, here's some of the reasons why that you would even act that way. All right. And when I just said about sex, that's actually one of the main reasons why you get freaky, crazy, psycho. Okay. Whether it's so extremely jealous, possessive, obsessive, all of these things, a lot of times that's the reason, is because you entered sex into your relationship, because it's not meant for that. Okay. And that's the reason why it makes you like that, because you're bonded, yes, and you have a connection, yes, but it's not the same as a marriage connection. Okay. I remember this couple, they dated for, golly, 30 years? That's a long time. They dated for 30 years. They didn't see other people. They had their own house. They eventually moved in together. But I mean, it wasn't until way later, until probably like their almost 30th year of them dating, then they finally got married. And when they got married, the woman, finally married this guy. She was like, wow, you know what? I feel so much better. I never even thought that I would even feel this way. I never even imagined that I would feel so good now, because it's a security now that she did not have, that she didn't even realize that she was missing, because that's what sex is created and designed for marriage. So when you're just having sex, it still bonds you. Okay. And that's what makes you crazy, is because when that relationship ends, then you're like, oh my gosh, because the security is gone, not because of you having sex did not make your relationship secure. It's because of the sex that makes you insecure. Okay. And because of that, then you're 10 times more insecure. So if you were insecure before and now you had sex in your relationship and now the relationship is over, you're even more insecure. The self-esteem is low, especially for a girl. And she really is like, just shriveled down, and she doesn't like herself because of her giving herself away to someone. And then so many times she thinks she has to keep doing that, and you don't. If it was a one-time deal and now you don't know what to do, your relationship is over, and you don't have to keep having sex, okay? To keep your relationship. That is an absolute no way. If that's what they want you to do, then here, that goes right here with the when to say, bye-bye, so long, laters, okay? I am out of here. That's when you need to be saying that kind of stuff, all right? Because no one should be wanting you to do that just to keep the relationship. And you should not want to be doing that, okay, to keep the relationship. That should be a red flag and a boundary to yourself to be like, okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing? What is wrong with me? Okay. That's when you can say that. And that's when you can build yourself up and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to be that person. I am not going to be that person. Not today, not anymore. So you say bye-bye if it's abusive. And I'm not even talking verbal abusive. They're calling you names all the time, telling you how stupid you are, that you're ugly. I can't believe how dumb you are. Why would you even do that? That they talk to you in a manner like that they make you feel degraded. Because when you're in a relationship, you should feel good in the relationship, and not to the point to where that they're just constantly like lifting you up in the sense of like inflating you, like, oh, you're just so beautiful. You're the only one for me. I love you so much. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about here. Okay. Because sometimes that kind of talk is to get you to give them some action. Okay. That you shouldn't fall for. All right. Hey, they want to say nice things about you, but you know what? You keep your clothes on. All right. So don't let them be saying these nice things and then, then your clothes come off. And then you wonder why. I don't know how that happened. I don't even know. And then you suddenly, it just happened. We just had sex. No, it didn't. It did not just happen. It's because you were putting yourself in situations and allowing yourself to be there, and inch by inch, it starts slowly. And then it's like, bam, there it is. Okay. So again, when to say bye-bye, laters, I'm out of here, so long. And then you keep walking and you keep going and you do not turn back to see, do they miss me yet? Oh gosh, I hope that they're not dating anyone. I hope I can get back together with them. No, please don't hope that. When they are abusive, when they're physically abusive, when they're verbally abusive, when they never have anything nice to say about you, when they're rude to not only you, but your parents, to your family, when they're trying to get you to do things that you would not do, that is so against what your moral compass and standard is, then that needs to be someone that, nope, you're done. And if you've lost your moral compass and standard, you need to get it back. Definitely go back, think about some things, and get back a standard, okay, to where you want to be. Who do I want to be? Because hey, you're not going to be in high school forever. And if you want to get married, you definitely want to marry the right person in the sense of what their standards are. Do they have the same standards as you? Do they want to live the same life as you? Do they want to have children and raise a family, and you guys really truly be in love, not in lust? Because lust does not last, okay? Lust does not keep a dating relationship. Definitely not. And it might for the time being, because of that actually might be the only thing you're looking for in the relationship. But if you want a long-term dating relationship and a long-term relationship that's going to lead you to marriage, then these are the things that you need to think about. Don't just date just to date, because so many times dating just actually teaches you how to break up, how to end the relationship, and then you just move on and you move on and you move on. When you're dating too, that should not be your identity, okay? A guy should not be your identity. A girl should not be your identity. And when that relationship is broken up and there isn't one, then you're searching out for another relationship, or you might even have one on hand, right? Because if you tend to date that way, or you tend to even just have that mentality, you are already looking for the next person. Like, who's it? Oh yeah, that will be my next one right there. And you kind of pick that person out already before you even end a relationship, because you never want to be without a relationship because your relationship is your identity. That should not be who you are. You should not be identified with that. Okay. So sometimes, hey, if you break up, sometimes it's okay to be single. Actually, it is okay. It's not sometimes, it is okay. It's okay to be single. It's okay to not have a relationship like that. You might feel a little bit lonely and sad, but if you've said bye-bye and you've turned around because of that kind of list that I just gave you, and there's definitely more to that list, isn't there? And if there's stuff on that list too that you're like, wow, okay, you know what, Shawna, you're right. And I do need to end that relationship with this person. Okay? Do it. Don't be sad. Don't be mad. Don't feel guilty about it, all right? Because you're going to have like a weight lifted off of you when you do. It's like, it's going to feel so good. And then do not get back together with them, even though they're texting you and they're calling you and they're messaging you. They're doing everything they possibly can, every Snapchat that's out there. They're getting their friends to try to talk to you. They're getting your friends to talk to you. They're getting all these people to try to get back to you. You need to be strong enough to say, no, leave me alone. Nope, do not reply. Do not look at their messages. Absolutely do not. Don't be, like, oh, I just want to see what they say. Oh, I just want to see what she's up to. I just want to see if she has a relationship. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't even do it. If you have to get off of social media and you're like, what? Never. Shawna, don't say that bad word again. You might have to. So those are some things that are like for you to think about. All right. And when it comes to unhealthiness, okay, you want a healthy relationship. And sometimes, you know what, you're so used to being in unhealthy that you don't even know what healthy looks like. Healthy is this. That, again, they're nice to you. You're nice to them. You respect each other because you respect yourself. You are good to your parents, not just theirs. You are kind and good to your siblings, not just their siblings. And you are an all-around nice person, and not nice to where you are a pushover, because being a pushover in your dating relationship is definitely not someone you want to be. But you don't want to be so aggressive either, so forceful. All right? Those are the bye-bye signs. You do matter. All right? Your opinion does matter. When you say no, that should definitely matter. You should not be pushed into something that you really do not want to do and you're not comfortable doing. And it's okay. You know what? I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to take good care of you. Are you? Well, then take care of me now. Okay? Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do that. So if you're in situations like that, you need to get up and walk out and walk away. Call your parents if you need to ride home. Drive yourself out of there. Do not stay in relationships like that. It could be stuff that, yeah, you could work out. Okay. And then they come back to like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. And I shouldn't have pushed you to do that stuff. Then, yeah, then, hey, be sorry. If you stay together, and if they keep doing that, then you absolutely need to get out of that relationship. Okay. Definitely. Do not subject yourself to that because you don't have to. You are strong. You are smart. So act like you are. Be that because you are. And don't get so caught up into your relationship that you forget about everybody else, because that is unhealthy also. That's not part of a healthy relationship. Part of a healthy relationship is that you still have your friends. Even if you don't have a lot of friends, it doesn't mean that you have to spend every waking second with your newfound love. That is unhealthy. You don't need to do that. And even if you don't talk every single day, you send snaps every single second. Don't be so caught up that you can't even function your life anymore. Because you have to remember this. You actually did something before you dated somebody, right? So if you think, I just can't live without them, that's unhealthy. Oh my gosh, I just don't know what I would do without them. That's unhealthy, okay? Because you lived before. You probably lived a pretty good life before this person. So it does not mean that you cannot live a pretty good life without this person. So be healthy. Check to see who you want to be first. Know when you need to say bye-bye and turn around and go the other way. Know when you should date. Know the person before you date. And that should help you when you date, okay? And it definitely will help you when it comes to marriage so that you're not with baggage, all this extra baggage that you don't want. Sometimes that's the reason why marriage relationships don't even last, because of all this baggage that they brought into their marriage relationship. All the things they did as a teenager, all that extracurricular activity that they brought into the relationship that they didn't even realize was baggage upon them. Relationship after relationship after relationship, and they never healed from it, because when you just jump into a relationship after relationship and you don't heal, you go in with brokenness, and you think that next relationship is going to heal and help you just by getting another relationship because it's your identity. That is unhealthy. You want to be in a healthy mindset. That healthy mindset is that you are strong because you know who you are as a person. You know who you want to be. You know what you want to be doing. And it doesn't mean you have to have your whole life planned out and career and everything like that. It just means that you are strong within yourself. You are secure within yourself. You don't need this person to make you secure. You don't need this person to make you someone, okay? Because you already are someone. So I hope that you got some good stuff out of this. We'll be hanging out like this, all right? And you just let me know some things that you maybe liked about this show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will see you in the next episode of Talkin' to Teens.